another week at the airport, flights delayed. Headed to San Francisco on Mountain View for my maiden voyage, if you will, to meet the rest of the team on Chrome. Gonna be for 2 days, and then back home. Gonna get some work done while I wait for my flight.
Where were you when we were dying? Flying to Trump rallies, sipping the finest wine and we fought off the 5%ers. They called him White Jesus, low-key starting to believe him. Why you ain't marching on Selma? Why you ain't telling refugees, please stay with me? Why when you take communion, it don't remind you of your union? That you two were once undocumented too? Why do you love your guns more than our sons? Why you patriots first? Why you worshiping the flag? Swims in my brainstem, an acid Baptist. Rehearse the worst like practice makes perfect.
It's been a while since I've been on the main campus here at Google. It feels good to finally be back. If you haven't never been here before, it's kind of odd. The team I work with is in one building, but Google's spread across most of this side of Mountain View. So going from meeting to meeting can kind of take a while. I'm currently walking to another building. There are no other bikes. Generally a great place to work. Something like 15 cafes on this campus. But feels good to be back at work, and been really good to meet the rest of my team.
I'm out here on some world relief. What's a Twitter beef? I play Monopoly with refugees who know they ain't gonna ever again see their home country. I'm out here on some world relief. What's a Twitter beef? My boy Jeremy packed up, moved his family to Fallujah. You argue over bathrooms.
So if I sound cynical, if I sound cynical, if I sound cynical, it's 'cause I'm cynical.
Finally in the city, got some work done on the bus. Gonna go check into the hotel, get some dinner, call the wife. It's been an interesting day, have some things I want to talk about. Today was another long day of travel, but it was great to be in Mountain View at the headquarters of Google, getting to meet my entire team, people I haven't met yet in person, being down in LA. I'm here in San Francisco and going to be in the San Francisco office tomorrow. So I was reading through the news today, had a lot of time to read up and spend some time in social media, which is usually a bad idea. And if you've been watching the news, you know that there's been some things happening in the news with Google regarding diversity, women in the workplace, and an employee that just got let go. I could explain my thoughts on that document, my perspectives on it, and what it's been like being a part of that conversation. I want to speak from my experience of being at Google. The culture at Google's always been amazing. I've always really, probably one of the biggest thing that I appreciate about Google is how they treat their employees, how they let people make decisions, how undefined their culture is, and how much they encourage people to be themselves. As this document and reports of this person were going around, Google's obviously wrapped up in that conversation, whether it represents Google as an identity. This is probably more of a common thing now because of the recent politic temperature and environment, and we all know this, that there's echo chambers and people stay in their corners and defend. But I noticed that even with this, a topic that wasn't really related to most people unless you worked at Google, and to see people so quickly shoot to a side and criticize the other. And I'm not even talking internally at Google, I'm saying externally, people reading this news immediately assuming a positive or negative stance on this Google thing or what had taken place. And for me, being a part of Google and having a personal experience of how diverse the company really is, or how diverse my experience has been, how I've learned a ton about myself and my own identity through being and working with people that are very different from me. Knowing that that is valued by the company I work for, and that that's constantly reinforced and is true value, to see that in action, and then to see a couple news articles and now everyone has an opinion on something they haven't ever experienced, it's a little disheartening. The document itself, for me, I think was pretty absurd, and even if you disagree or agree with the thoughts, the way that the document was released and shared and the way that it was communicated, for me, seemed irresponsible. It's unfortunate that there can't be a conversation, and the first question is it really like that? Or what have you seen in your experience? Instead of people having that conversation, it's I can't believe this happened. Google's obviously this way, or this person's obviously that way. It just sucks that things are so polarized and people immediately run to their corners. That's all. If you have questions, I guess ask. I really don't want to go into a big rat hole about the whole issue and topic and the firing and the document in general, because I don't think this is the right way to have that. If you want to talk about those things and you're in my area or ever see me in person, let's do that on a personal level. Yeah, thanks for watching. Super positive topic.
Pray to my savior, middle finger to my neighbor. Create a theology that helps promote that behavior. I'm an activist who hates change. I'm a doctor who wants pain. I'm a charity who profits off the generous. I am Jonah who wants the fall of Nineveh. Pendulum swinging, narrow-minded, ignore the middle. Screaming for peace, turn around and I sell the missiles. Hurt proprietors, pain idols and struggle whores. Don't appropriate my space, we can argue who struggles more. He said disagreement doesn't mean that I hate you. If you're intolerant of my views, then what does that make you? Cynical.
Please don't take too kindly to being lied to.
Yeah, I think that makes me
look
cynical.
Inside
Yeah,
then I'll hate you if I fear you.
yeah.
And if you look blind to. So if I sound cynical, if I sound cynical, if I sound cynical, it's 'cause I'm cynical.